The first FPS we played, oh, that was back, it must have been Marathon.
A lot of people who grew up with a Macintosh in the household rather than a PC, Marathon was a game that ended up on a lot of Mac computers.
There wasn't a lot to choose from. There was some really obscure stuff that I wish I could find again. Games like Damage Incorporated.
Ass-like reporting. Hey, Nimrod, check the friendly fire.
Damage Incorporated actually ran on the Marathon engine because it was one of the only first-person shooter engines on Mac at the time.
So Bungie was known basically for being insane because nobody owned a Mac. Like, nobody wanted to play games on a Mac. People who had bought a Mac because they were like, you know, cool sound design people or art authors or something, weren't typically the guys we sold games to.
I was in the graphic design industry for about 10 years prior to even getting into games. Marathon was the only game available on the Mac platform that was any fun to play. And so we would get together all the time after work and play that for hours and hours.
Marathon was the one that I got hooked on because I was in an office, somebody installed it, and that's when we started death matching. It was so visceral and addictive, and just this feeling that you're chasing down this person in your office on the computer screen.
And they let you rocket jump, which was really cool. People ask which was the first game to invent dual wielding, and I go, well, it was Rise of the Triad. But it was also Marathon, because they came out on the exact same day.
I thought Marathon was, first of all, gorgeous. It also set a bar of what should be expected. I got very deeply immersed in it. It was an important sideways way of thinking about some of these things that are extraordinarily influential.
Marathon was all about the story, even though it used 2D sprites and really simplistic 3D interiors to drive your characters around. There was so much lore and so much history that small team at Bungie had put together for this very simple but very effective first-person shooter.
There would be no Halo without the Marathon games. There's a ton of DNA there for sure.